So in this video, we are going to learn how to create HubSpot contact from Simvoly form submission. Let's say you have created a website using Simvoly, and in that website, you have also added a form. Now you want that whenever you receive a new form submission, you want to search for the same person in your HubSpot CRM, and if you already have the person, in that case, you want to update the contact, or else you want to create a new contact with that person's details. So let me tell you, you can completely automate this process. In this automation, as we are going to receive a new form submission, automatically we are going to search for the same details in our HubSpot CRM. And after that, if the contact do exist, then we are going to update the contact details, or else we are going to create a new contact in our HubSpot CRM. Now, if you want to learn how you can set up this complete automation all by yourself, for that, you just have to come with me to my screen.
So as you can see, this is a website which I've created using Simvoly. Now in this website, I've also added a form over here. Now I want that whenever I receive a new form submission, a new response using this form, I want to add the same person as a contact in HubSpot. And before adding the person, I want to search that if that contact already exists in my HubSpot account or not. And if that particular user is already added as a contact in HubSpot, in that case, we want to update that existing contact, or else we will be creating a new one. Now to do this, we have to connect Simvoly with HubSpot. And we are going to use Pabbly Connect, which is an amazing automation and integration platform to do so. Now to get started with Pabbly Connect, you will get a free sign-up link in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can set up your free Pabbly Connect account in just 2 minutes. After creating your account and coming to this dashboard, we have to create an automation workflow over here. For that, just click on this Create Workflow button and give this workflow a name. Let's say I am going to name my workflow as Simvoly to HubSpot. You can basically give any other name as per your choice. After naming our workflow, what we have to do, we have to basically just click on this Create button over here. And after clicking on Create, you will see the workflow will open in front of us. In this workflow, we have 2 different windows. First one is the trigger window and second one is the action window. So triggers and actions are basically those 2 concepts, those 2 principles on which this whole automation works on, where the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. So let's start with our trigger step. Now the idea here is, first we are going to connect our Simvoly form, the form which we have created and added on our Simvoly website. We have to connect this form with Pabbly Connect, so that whenever we receive a new form submission, automatically the form responses will be captured inside Pabbly Connect and this automation workflow will trigger. It will start. Then after that, using this Pabbly Connect automation, we are going to send some details of the same user, of the same form responses to HubSpot. And we will search that whether we have that same person with the same email address in our HubSpot account or not. And if we already have that person, in that case, we are going to update the contact. And if there is no user with such details in our HubSpot account, in that case, we are going to create a new contact for the same form responses. So let's see how it is done. Starting from a trigger window in Choose App, we'll search for Simvoly and select it. After selecting Simvoly in trigger event from the drop-down, select the trigger event as new form submission. After selecting a trigger event, Pabbly Connect gave us a webhook URL. And using this webhook URL, we are going to connect the form which we have created and added in our Simvoly website with Pabbly Connect. And to add this webhook URL, we just have to follow the instructions given below over here. Just copy the webhook URL from here and go to your Simvoly website. After coming to the website, just click on this settings button over here. Click on the settings button, open website settings, and from the left sidebar, go to applications. Under applications, just click on this add an application button. And here from this pop-up window, we have to select this option of connect webhook. Click on this connect button. And as you click on connect, it is going to ask us for the destination URL. And as you can guess, here in the field of destination URL, we have to enter the exact same webhook URL which Pabbly Connect gave us. Just copy it from here and paste it over here. After pasting the webhook URL, it is asking us for the event, that for which event on our Simvoly website we want to add this webhook. So here under events, we are going to select new form submission over here and click on save. And as you click on save here, you can see this webhook URL is now added in our Simvoly website. And now whenever we are going to receive any form submission in our Simvoly website, automatically the form responses will be sent to this webhook URL, means to Pabbly Connect. So let's check it. What I'm going to do, I'll just open this website in a new tab over here. And after opening to this website, we are going to make a dummy form submission. Let's say the name of the person whose details we are entering over here is demo user. This is the email address. And this is a dummy mobile number which we are entering. The city is, for example, Delhi. So just now we have entered the details of a test user, a dummy user. After entering these details, we'll scroll down and click on this Get in Touch button. As we click on it, here you can see the form submission is successfully done. Just now, in this form which we have created and added in our Simvoly website, we have received a new form response. Now, after receiving this form response, because we have connected this form with Pabbly Connect, we will see in our Pabbly Connect workflow in this trigger step, we have received some response. And in this response, you will see the details of the exact same form submission. Here you can see we have the response of the same city which we have entered in the form. We have the same mobile number, same email address, we have the same last name and the same first name of the user. This means all the form responses are successfully received inside Pabbly Connect. And the step 1 of setting up this automation is completed, where we have successfully connected our Simvoly website form with Pabbly Connect. Now after this, let's move to step 2. And in step 2, what we have to do, using the email address entered by the user, we are going to search whether we already have this person in our HubSpot account as a contact or not. So we have to search for this user in HubSpot. For that, we will scroll down, come to this action step, and here in Choose App, we will search for HubSpot and select it. After selecting HubSpot CRM, in action event from the drop-down, select the action event as Search Contact. So I'll just search for the action event of Search a Contact and select it. After selecting this action event, just click on Connect and select Add New Connection. Now here, we have to connect our HubSpot CRM account with Pabbly Connect. And to make this connection, just click on this Connect with HubSpot CRM button. Now because we have already logged into our HubSpot account in our browser, Pabbly Connect will detect the same account. In this pop-up window, we have to select the account and then just click on this Choose Account button. And as we click on Choose Account, you will see our HubSpot CRM account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, it is asking us for the matching property, that using which property of the contact we want to search for the contact in HubSpot. So in this dropdown, you can see a list of different property types over here. Out of all of this, using the property of email, I want to search for the contact in my HubSpot account. So I've selected the matching property as email. Then it is asking us for the operator, and we have different operator conditions over here. So I'm going to select the operator as equals to. If you find the exact same match for the email address in our HubSpot account, only in that case we are going to consider that this user is already as a contact in our HubSpot account. Then it is asking us output properties, and in this dropdown, it is asking us for the details, that what are the details of this particular user, this particular person or the contact from HubSpot we want to retrieve. So let's say I want the details like first name, last name, then I want the details like, for example, city and mobile number. And after that, let's search for mobile number over here, mobile phone number over here. So these are the details of the contact which we want to receive. So if we already have this particular person added as a contact in HubSpot, in that case, we will be asking for all of these details. Then it is asking us for the search value. Now here in search value, what we have to do, we have to search for the value using the email address. So the email address which we have received from a new form submission from Simvoly in the trigger step, here from the trigger step responses, we have to add this exact same email address to this HubSpot CRM action step of search contact. And to add the trigger step response of email to the HubSpot action step, we are going to use a process called mapping. And the process of mapping is very simple. Simply click on this field of search value, and here in this dropdown, you can see a list of all the responses of a new form submission which we have received from Simvoly. Out of all of these responses, select the response of email address and map it over here. And this way, whatever email address the user is going to enter while making the form submission in our Simvoly website form, the same email address will be received inside Pabbly Connect in the trigger step. And using this automation, using the same email, we are going to search for that user in HubSpot. After mapping the email address, just click on Save and Send Test Request. Now, as you click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see we have received the response. And this response seems to be a positive response. This response shows that a contact with this email address is already added or exists in my HubSpot account. So we'll just go to my HubSpot account. We will go to the CRM section, go to contacts, and here under contacts, you can see using this email address, the same email address which we have entered while making the form submission, a contact already exists over here. The name of the contact is demo user. This is the email address, and these are the rest of the details over here. Now, if I'll get back to Pabbly Connect over here, you can see in response, we have the details of the person. We have the city as Bhopal. Now, while making the form submission, we have entered the city as Delhi, but as per the existing record of our HubSpot account, we have the city as Bhopal over here. The name is demo, the last name is user, and we have the rest of the details over here. So in this way, what we have done, we have basically received the details of the user and we don't have the mobile number, the phone number of this particular person. So a contact with same email address do exist in our HubSpot account, but the contact details are needed to be updated. Now, what is the condition over here? We will be having two different conditions. The first condition is like this. If the user who's making the form submission already exists in our HubSpot account as a contact, in that case, we want to update this contact over here. And if the user does not exist, if we search for the person using email address, and if that user does not exist in our HubSpot CRM, in that case, we want to add a new contact with the form responses which we have received. So we have two different conditions, two different branches in this automation workflow. And to create an automation with two different routes, two different branches, we are going to use a feature, a module of Pabbly Connect that is called router. And using router, we are going to create two different routes. In the first route, we are going to set up a filter condition using which if the contact already exists in our HubSpot account, in that case, we are going to update that contact. And in the second condition, if the contact does not exist in a HubSpot account, in that case, what we are going to do, we are going to create a new contact with the form responses which we have received in our Simvoly website form. So let's see how we can do this. Now to set up this kind of routes or conditions in our automation workflow, we will scroll down, click on this Add Action Step button over here, and here in Choose App, we are going to select Router Pabbly. After selecting Router Pabbly, an action event from the drop-down, select the action event as conditionally run, and click on Connect. Now as you click on Connect, by default, two different routes are added over here. But by clicking on this Add Route button, you can basically add as many routes, as many branches in your automation workflow as you want. But right now in this automation, we are just going to need two routes. The first route will be if the contact do exist in our HubSpot account. So in this case, what we are going to do, I'll just rename this route for better reference over here. For example, we are going to rename the route as contact exist. So this will be the name of our first route. And we are going to enter the name of our second route as well. And the second route's name will be contact does not exist. So just for reference, we have renamed both the routes. Now we have the condition, the first condition which we have that the contact, the user who made the form submission in our Simvoly website form, this user already exists in our HubSpot account. So using search a contact action step, we have searched for this contact over here and we have received this result ID, this contact ID. This means this contact do exist in our HubSpot account with the same email address. So we are going to set up the condition over here. Just click on this set filter and action step. And the first thing it asks us is to set up the filter condition. How this automation workflow will came to know that the automation should be continued using this route. So here what we have to do, we have to set up a filter condition. And here in filter condition, in select label in this dropdown, you can see a list of all the responses of previous two steps from the Simvoly trigger step and the HubSpot search or contact action step. So from the HubSpot search or contact action step, if we receive this response of result ID, this contact ID, this means the contact do exist in our HubSpot account. If the contact does not exist in our HubSpot account, we won't be getting this result ID over here. So we are going to select this result ID over here as the label and the filter type will be exist over here. So if we get this response of result ID, this means the automation workflow should be continued using this route. This means the contact do exist in our HubSpot account. So we have created this filter condition over here. Now let's click on save and send test request. And because the contact whose response we have captured in the trigger step do exist, it is showing us the condition is true. This means the filter condition is working perfectly fine. And in this case, what we want to do, we just want to update the contact in HubSpot. So we'll just click on this add action step button over here. And here in choose app, we'll just search for HubSpot CRM. After selecting HubSpot CRM, an action event from the drop down, we are going to search for the action event of update a contact. Just select it. Then just click on connect. And because we have connected our HubSpot CRM account with Pabbly Connect in the previous step, we don't have to make a new connection. You can select the existing connection and click on save. And as you click on save, here you can see our HubSpot CRM account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, the first thing it asks us is the contact ID. That what is the ID of the contact whose details we want to update. So what we have to do, here we will just turn this mapping button on and clear the default response. And from the search contact action step, we have received the response of contact ID. We are just going to select this response of contact ID from the drop down and map it over here. In this way, we are telling HubSpot CRM that this is the contact whose details we want to update. Then it is asking us for the details, like we have the field for each and every details which we can update over here. So we don't have the street address and annual revenue, and these fields are also not mandatory, not required. So we can just ignore this field. But we have received the response of city over here, and we want to update the city of the contact as well. So here we will just click on this field of city, and from this drop down, here you can see a list of all the responses from the previous step. Out of all of this, whatever response of a city which we have received from Simvoly form submission, we are going to select the response of that city and map it over here. Then we don't have the close date, company name, company size, but we will be having some details like the email address. Let's select and map the response of email address as well, the same email address. Then we'll scroll down further. Let's map the response of first name. So let's select the response of first name from Simvoly responses. Then it is asking us for gender, follower count. We don't have these details. We'll just scroll down and search for the details which we have over here. So we'll just search over here, and then we'll search for the response, the field of last name over here. So let's scroll down. Or what you can do, you can just search over here as name, last name. Here is the field of last name, click here, and from the drop down, select the response of last name and map it over here. Then we have the last field of mobile number. So I'll just search for the response of mobile number over here. Mobile phone number, just click here, and from the drop down from Simvoly responses, select and map the response of mobile number. And this way, whatever details of a new lead we are going to receive from Simvoly form submission, one by one, we are going to map all of these details into the respective field. And if you don't have the rest of the details, you can just ignore these fields for now. And after mapping all the details, just click on Save and Send Test Request. Now, as you click on Save and Send Test Request, here you can see we have received a response. And this response seems to be a positive response to us. This response shows that the user who made the form submission in our Simvoly form, which was already added as a contact in our HubSpot CRM, this user's details are now updated in our HubSpot CRM. So let's check it. We'll just refresh our HubSpot CRM once, and then we'll just open this contact's details over here. Let's click here. And then what we are going to do, we are just going to search for the activities. Under activities, you can see the details of this contacts are updated. We'll just click on this view details button. And yes, here you can see at this date and time, at current date and time, you can see the city of this contact is updated to Delhi. The last modified date and time is the current today's date and time. And also you can see the mobile number is also updated. So these were the two details which were missing or which were updated using this action step for this HubSpot contact. So we have successfully updated the existing contact which we had in HubSpot with the details we have received from Simvoly form submission. Now we have to set up the second route over here. And the second route will be creating a new contact if the contact does not exist. Now how this automation workflow is going to understand that the contact does not exist. So what we are going to do, we'll select the response of the contact ID from HubSpot CRM search or contact action. And we are going to set up the filter type as does not exist. Like if this response of contact ID does not exist in this action, this means the user who made the form submission is not added as a contact in our HubSpot CRM. And we have to create a new one. So we are going to select the label as contact ID over here, result 0 ID. The filter type will be does not exist and click on Save and Send Test Request. Now because we have captured the response of a person, of a user who do exist in our HubSpot CRM, that's why it is showing us the condition is false. This means this filter condition is working perfectly fine. And now we have to add a new contact over here. Click on this Add New Contact button, just search for HubSpot CRM over here, just select it. After selecting HubSpot CRM, in action event from the drop down, select the action event as Create a Contact and then just click on Connect. Now because we have connected our HubSpot CRM account with Pabbly Connect in the previous step, we don't have to make a new connection. You can select the existing connection and click on Save. And as we click on save here, you can see our HubSpot CRM account will get connected with Pabbly Connect. After making the connection, all the details of a new lead, of a new contact we have received, one by one we have to enter all of these details into the respective fields once again. And this time we are going to use this create a new contact action step. So using this action step, we are going to add this person, the person who made the form submission in our Simvoly website. We are going to add this person as a contact. So here from the drop down, we are going to select the response of city and map it in the field of city over here. We'll scroll down further, then we are going to map the response of email address, and we are going to use the same process of mapping and map the same details, same fields over here. Let's map the first name. We'll scroll down further, we are going to search for the response of last name over here. Let's scroll down. Or what you can do, as we did previously, we can just search for the response of last name directly. Here is the field of last name. Just click here. From the drop down from Simvoly responses, select and map the response of last name. And at last, we are going to search for the response of mobile number as well. Let's select it and map the mobile number too. So in this way, all the details of a new contact which we have received from the Simvoly website form, we have mapped all of these details into the respective field. After mapping the details, this time we are not going to click on this save and send test request button. We'll just click on this save button over here, and as we click on save here, you can see this action step is saved and we have successfully created this automation workflow. Now, after setting up this automation, we are going to test this automation workflow. Like previously, we checked that if the contact already exists, this contact get updated in our HubSpot CRM. But what if we enter the details of a new contact, of a fresh user in our Simvoly website form? Does that contact get added in our HubSpot CRM or not? So for that, we'll came back to our Simvoly website form and we are going to enter the details of a new user. The name of the person is test user over here. This is the email address which we are entering. And this is another dummy mobile number. The city is, for example, Mumbai over here. And yes, after entering all of these details, click on this get in touch button. Now, as you click on get in touch over here, you can see just now we have received a new form submission using Simvoly website form. And as we receive this form submission, this Pabbly Connect automation workflow will trigger. We'll just go to the history section of this automation workflow and you can see we have received the response of the same form submission and this automation workflow triggered. After receiving the form submission, in this automation, we have searched for the same person in HubSpot CRM and we got the response as blank, as 0. This means the user whose details we have added while making the form submission, this user does not exist in our HubSpot CRM. Now it check the filter condition of our first root of the contact as exist. And here it is showing us the condition is false. This means the contact does not exist. That's why the automation is not continued using the first root over here. The automation checked the condition of the second root and the condition was true. Because the contact does not exist, we haven't received the contact ID and it satisfies the condition of the second root. And using this root, we have added the same person as a contact in HubSpot CRM over here, as you can see. Now after this, let's check our HubSpot CRM. We'll go to HubSpot CRM. We'll just click here, refresh this field. And yes, test user, the same person is now added over here. The same person with the same details, like we have the same name, the same email address, and we will be having the same rest of the details. The same person with the same details are now added over here. If I click on this view all properties button, you can see all the details. Like we have checked the name and email address. You can see the city is Mumbai, the same city which we have entered while making the form submission. We'll scroll down further. We have the same email address, and also we'll scroll down further. You will see the same mobile number as well. This means the automation workflow which we have created using Pabbly Connect, this automation is working perfectly fine. So not just these applications, you can connect plenty of other applications with Pabbly Connect. And one more important thing, you'll find the clone link of this exact same automation workflow in the description box below. By clicking on that link, you can just clone the same workflow into your own Pabbly Connect account and start using this automation for free. Also, let me tell you, Pabbly Connect offers you a free plan. And in this plan, you will get some free tasks every month into your own Pabbly Connect account. So if you want to try and test this automation, you can just do it for absolutely free.
So if this video was helpful to you, don't forget to hit the like button, share it with others, or if you have any kind of doubts or queries, you can always write us in the comment box below or email us at support@pabbly.com. Also, you can post your queries on our forum as well. And if you want to check the pricing of Pabbly Connect, you can visit this link. So this is it for today's video. Thank you. Have a great day.